right on my shirt. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Alice. Welcome back to my channel. Today we've gathered here to try and review the latest Kat Von D foundation. There's a new foundation coming out every freaking day, it seems like, and I was trying to tell myself, no, you have enough foundation. But this came out. Kat Von D dropped a foundation after, like, God, how many years has it been since Locket came out? I don't know, but a really long time. And here it is. This is the True Portrait foundation from Kat Von D Beauty. In case you already happen to not like Kat Von D, not like Kat Von D Beauty, don't give a shit. Like, that's totally fine, bro. You don't need to watch this video. If you just want to hear what I have to say about it, or just you're curious, you want to live vicariously through me to see if this foundation is bomb or not, then stick around. I kind of think that Kat Von D, the person and the brand, are kind of not two totally separate things, because obviously she is involved. Us normal folks don't know, like, her involvement, but I mean, her name is the brand, so there's probably some involvement still. But I'm not on the marketing team, I'm not affiliated, I'm not on PR. I bought this myself. I genuinely have liked Kat Von D products in the past. I enjoy their aesthetic and their branding. Shit has gone down in the past that has kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for the brand, and just kind of like, even like hearing her, Kat's name or whatever, it's like, dude, hey, I was interrupted and I don't remember where I left off. Long story short, I'm reviewing this foundation because it just so happens that some of the top viewed videos on my channel are Kat Von D product reviews. So that tells me that you guys care what I have to say about these products. Henceforth, that's why I'm reviewing it. And I'm also curious because it's supposed to be a totally different, like, formula and, like, consistency, and I just am, like, genuinely intrigued by it. The packaging also, I'm a total sucker for Kat Von D's packaging. It's got this, like, hard plastic kind of casing, but then the middle here is like a squeezy thing, and then you take that lid off and there's a little dropper. So that's the packaging right there. This is $36. Bought it myself, and I'm intrigued to see how this goes down. So without further ado, let's fucking get into it. If you guys are interested in what's on my eyes right now, it's the Naked Honey palette, and there will be a review of that shortly. So the foundation. I have the shade Light 006. Skin Perfecting Medium Coverage, Liquid to Powder Matte Finish, Weightlessly Smooth All Day Wear. Okay. Liquid to powder is interesting. Matte finish. Not super stoked about that. I think I've kind of learned that I like a more dewy or satin finish. Directions for use. Ensure skin is hydrated. Shake well. Squeeze to dispense a small drop and blend with a brush or fingers. A little goes a long way. So, again, I have the shade Light 006. I'm going to just get a little bit on my hand here. Oh, I didn't shake it. So my skin is hydrated. I did a shitload of skincare earlier. So we're good to go on that front. I do feel like, should I put on a little bit of a pore filling primer? I'm gonna just do that. This is like just an e.l.f. primer. It just kind of smooths out the pores. Alright, we're up close and personal. And I shook it up. It's all shooken up. Let's get a little swatch. Pretty liquidy, but, like, I mean, it's not dripping right down my hand, but I mean, it's pretty liquidy. I'm gonna use my favorite foundation brush, which is this rose one from Wet n Wild. Ooh. It literally feels like nothing on my skin. Like, usually you can feel the foundation that you're putting on, right? Like, it's cold or it feels wet. This doesn't feel like anything. It does look a little like it maybe is a little light for me. Hopefully, maybe it'll oxidize. I don't know. Can't believe how lightweight it is. It's insane. Alright, I need a smaller brush. This guy is too big. It spreads really, really well, but I'm seeing brush strokes. This is as close as my camera can get, because it's on a different tripod, but there's the face. It's kind of impossible to get a perfect smoothed out surface with the brush, so I'm going to dampen my favorite sponge, which is the Shot Missé microfiber sponge. Hey guys, editing me here. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn my camera back on when I came back from wetting my sponge. But basically, I smoothed out my foundation, or I tried to smooth out the foundation with the wet sponge, as I always do, and it literally started disappear. I'm still asleep. It started to disappear. It started to just like pick up and like erase, and like it was gone. It was very strange. So I was like, okay, I must have done something wrong. I decided to wipe off and start fresh. So that's what's up. Okay, so I had to wipe that off because it was looking super weird, and now I'm just gonna make sure my skin's moisturized with my favorite pre-makeup moisturizer, which is the Pure 4-in-1 Cloud Cream. Having a foundation kind of look like weird on my skin like that, it's not like totally unheard of. Alright, we're good, we're moisturized. So it's already seeming to be a lot better with the sponge. You definitely need a lot more if you're going to use a sponge though, because it absorbs a little bit of it. I don't know, man. I'm not enjoying how this is looking. I don't know if it would have been a little bit better if I had a slightly darker shade, because this isn't a BB cream, but with BB creams, something that is a little bit more like liquidy and less coverage, I feel like a slightly darker shade could be better, because there's something about a slightly lighter shade you can see the redness through, and it just doesn't look good. And I feel like that's what's happening right here. I just feel like there's like no coverage. Like, I literally have been using a Purlisse BB cream that has more coverage than this. Like, you might not be able to see it on camera because of the lighting and it makes everything look perfect, but in real life, I'm not super crazy about it. I'm gonna do the tiniest little bit of concealer. Just gonna do a little bit right here. Normally I would put concealer on my nose, I'd bring it like all the way down to here, I'd put it on my chin and my forehead, but I'm not gonna do that because this is a foundation review. You know, I'm surprised they didn't release a concealer and a setting powder to go with this. That has been the theme lately with brands releasing foundations. They also come out with a setting powder and a concealer just to maximize like sales. Anyway, there's the face with the foundation and concealer. And yeah, I want to build up a little bit more of the foundation, to be honest, because I don't like the coverage, but I'm worried that it's gonna backfire. I'm gonna contour with this Rimmel Stay Matte concealer in the shade Espresso. I've been using this to contour and I like it. I've tried it out with a few different foundations, so I know that it performs. And so yeah, let's fucking, I'm triggered. I'm triggered by this foundation. Like, I'm scared to blend shit now. Oh my god, these are cutting off my brain circulation. So I am setting my entire face with RCMA No Color Powder. This is my go-to powder. Because even though this foundation looks dry, like it feels tacky still. So if I want to be able to put blush and shit, I'm so not stoked. It's dry and it's settling into my lines right there. I do not have dry skin, you guys. I am not a dry skinned goyle. I know it said matte foundation, but I'm gonna continue with my eyes and blush, highlight, all that stuff, and I'll be right back. One last close up. Not stoked. I sound like a broken record. Alright guys, so a little bit of a change of scenery and accessories here, but my makeup is done. And what am I thinking of this foundation, you may be wondering so far? Not crazy about it. Not crazy about it at all. You know, remember that Rimmel foundation that I tried out and I really hated? I feel like this is kind of like that. It's somehow it's cakey, but there's no coverage. Look at it settling in right there. And on the side of my nose. Like, yeah, I put on these fake freckles and maybe it's not like the cutest, but you can't deny that it's not looking good. Alright guys, so it has officially been 10 hours, 9 hours and 50 minutes to be exact, but wanted to do my last check-in. Sorry I haven't been checking in very much during this review wear test. I just haven't really been wanting to because I'm not super stoked about this foundation. It started looking pretty darn bad like right away. I mean, ignore like the shitty freckles, but like you can see it's like literally, is there even anything on my chin right now? I'm trying to get it to not overexpose, but I'm not super stoked with it. It might just be because I got a too light of a shade. That might be something to consider. But it's still pretty cakey. I don't know. It's almost like it's almost laughable how bad this foundation is, in my opinion, this time. And I did wipe it off the first time and then reapply. So there's a chance that maybe it's my bad. I should have picked a slightly darker color and maybe it would have been better. But I don't know, man. I'm just shocked that this is like, I'm being very dramatic right now. I guess I'm just kind of shocked and disappointed that it's such a bad result for Kat Von D Beauty. I was hoping, like I was rooting for it to be good, but it's not, and it's too much for, it's too bad for it to be $36. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you tried this foundation, let me know down in the comments. Is it good? Is it bad? Did I do something wrong? And if you have any other suggestions of what you want me to review, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.